Here's what you guys will have tomorrow, minus the airway kit. That will be handed to you before you go out on the lane. So, you'll be on some type of scenario, you'll start taking fire, you'll notice that you've got a patient down. So the first thing we do, patient provider safety. HM2, HM2, get over to me. HM2, can you hear me? Shoot back, shoot back, shoot back. HM2, can you put your tourniquet on? Shoot back, shoot back. HM2, answer me. Hey, nothing. At some point you'll be directed, you've gained fire superiority and it's safe to get out to your patient, but you're still on the X. You've got a weapon, it's your responsibility to maintain that weapon. I get to him, I notice there's heavy bleeding from his right leg. I'm going to check softly to see if there's any sort of disformation or any broken pelvis. There isn't any that I feel. I'm going to put a little direct pressure, looking for his tourniquet. He doesn't have one. I'm a corpsman, I do. I've got 2.5 minutes to get this put on. That's an eternity. Get my tourniquet on, tie in tight. Get it cinched down with my direct pressure as well. Turn, turn, turn until your instructor says bleeding has stopped. Get it turned. I'm going to secure it, pick up my gear, and we're leaving. 1-person drag, 2-person drag, pause carry, SEAL team carry, I don't care how you get them. We're getting off the X. I've transitioned from care under fire to tactical field care, but I'm still in massive hemorrhage. I want to come back, double check my tourniquet. It's still tight, it's still high. I don't see any other bleeding. I want to check big pipes, little pipes, coming through the carotid, looking for any additional massive hemorrhage that I may have missed. Checking the brachial arteries. Nothing, nothing. This leg's good. Down through the lower leg. No other major bleeding found. Done with massive hemorrhage. I'm going to move into airway. Do look, listen, and feel. No breathing, not getting anything on my face. Hands on. I'm going to do a head tilt chin lift or a jaw thrust. Reevaluate. Still not breathing. I'm going to look in the mouth, looking for lobs, lacerations, obstructions, blood, broken bones. I'm also doing a dead check. He has a carotid pulse. I'm going to try and reposition one more time. Look, listen, and feel. So he's not breathing and he is alive. I've got to do something for an airway. I'm going to bust out my NPA. Lube it up, lube it up. Pig nose, let's start with the right side.
Oh, we can put it in.
Getting resistance, that's not working. I'm gonna switch over, try the left side. Seems to go in just fine. Got an MPA in, reassessing, he's still not breathing. My next step is an eye gel. I don't have an eye gel on me, so I'm limited to a crike. Got my crike kit. Check my gear, I'm looking for my landmarks. Got my thyroid cartilage, cricoid cartilage, cricothyroid membrane. I'm gonna secure that. Get my scalpel out. I'm making a 1-inch vertical incision, puncturing through the cricothyroid membrane, keeping that in there so I don't lose the hole. Use the forceps, replace the scalpel with the forceps. Remove the scalpel. Put in my crike. I'm going to inflate the cuff. gonna get my airway secured. How do I know if I've got good respirations? I'm gonna hook up my BVM, I'm gonna give a couple breaths. I'm looking for equal rise and fall of the chest. Okay, he does have breathing now. I can move on to respirations. I may have to have somebody breathe for him. Respirations. When we come back over, he's gonna get exposed here. I do have shears in my bag. I can cut clothes off. I'm removing the flak, exposing, cutting the shirt off. There's a hole right there. I can see a hole. Get my chest seal. I'm going to wipe away any blood that I have. Halfway off, putting it on exhalation. Keeping a hold of this. I'm going to continue my tiger claw. Tiger claw, looking for any wounds that I haven't been able to find. I'm going from the neckline all the way down to the belt line, all the way across. Got to do a roll. When I roll him, I'm rolling him on me. So if he falls on me, not away from me. Continue cutting this off, exposed, not over his blouse. We're getting everything off. He's trauma naked from the belt up. Still tiger clawing down the back. And I'm up high in the axilla. Getting this arm up, I find another wound right here. Cover it up. Secondary chest seal, I don't have one. I can either use the packaging that this came out of or the plastic wrapper. How many sides are we taping down here? 4. Am I worried about time right now?
No.
My time hacks are complete. 1. Improvised chest seal. On the first roll or the second roll, I don't care which one, we're gonna check down the back for step-offs. And we're doing a credit card sweep in between the butt cheeks. Running our hand up, checking for buds, blood, urination, defecation, or secretions. If I suspected that his pelvis was broken from before, when I was putting the tourniquet on, I could put a pelvic binder down right now. But I have to roll him one more time. So we'll roll him down. I've moved him. I'm going to recheck my airway. I'm going to recheck my tourniquet. Slide over to the other side. Rolling towards me. Checking the back a second time and checking high up in this axilla. Tiger clawing the entire thing. I don't see anything else. Rolling back down. Again, I just moved him. I'm going to check my airway. I'm going to make sure I have good rise and fall of the chest. I'm going to recheck my tourniquet. MARC circulation. I want to do an entire head to toe assessment of him and categorize what I have. I'm not going to treat anything. I'm going to put it in my Rolodex and categorize it all. So, clavicles, chest, rib cage, feeling the abdomen for turds, tenderness, rigidity, distension. He's got a pretty hard, rigid abdomen. Telling me maybe he's got some internal hemorrhaging. Checking the pelvis again. Checking the groin area. Running down through this leg. Decap BTLS exposing. I see a burn on this left leg. Noted. Boots are coming off. Bleeding still control on this leg. There's a gunshot wound through and through. Distal to the tourniquet. Noted. Coming up to the arm. Decap BTLS. This wrist feels like it's fractured. Noted. Checking down this arm. Nothing there. I want to check radial pulses. They are absent. He's got a carotid pulse. He doesn't have a radial pulse. So he's altered with no radial pulses. What is he in? Shock. So, patient's in shock, has no radial pulses, has a broken wrist, has a burn to his left leg, and a gunshot wound to his right leg. What do I care about first? Shock. I'm going to go for an IV IO access. I don't have an IV kit in here, so my options are to go for an IO, which I also do not have an IO in here. You all will. So, what's the first med I want to give? What does he need? Blood. Blood. Do I have blood? What's the next thing we got? 1 to 1 to 1. What's after that? 1 to 1. Don't have that. What's next? Extend. Perfect. I'm going to find the humeral head, get this at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to poke this in, attach my syringe, aspirate for bone marrow. I see it. I'm going to flush. I'm going to attach my Hextend. I'm going to let Hextend go 30 minutes for the first dose. While Hextend is going, I'm going to continue down. Circulation. I've got a burn dressing in here. Dry sterile dressing. I can get this wrapped around the burn. Burn's the other one?
Yeah, that's okay.
The burn's over here, I told you that.
We're recording.
Dang it. Let's check the replay. So, burn dressing, get that on, get that secured. We have a SAM splint or we have bulky dressing. I can work on getting this done. So, circulation, some of my minor wounds, I'm good with that. MARCH. I want to get up to head. Back up to my head. I'm doing a full assessment of the head. Flat hands, not poking anything. I'm checking again the mandible, the jaw, side of the ears, top of the head, feeling for any indents, looking for raccoon signs over the eyes, looking for battle signs behind the ears, checking the ears for cerebral spinal fluid, opening the eyes, looking for perla, extraocular movement. Anything in the nose or mouth shouldn't matter because he's got a crike. So we're breathing for him that way. I notice he's got raccoon signs and battle signs. I'm suspecting a TBI. What can I do for him? Maybe elevate him about 30 degrees. That's about it. I'm sweating right now. He's probably cold. I'm going to start treating for hypothermia. Get the HPMK, get his gear back on, start getting him picked up. Oh no, he's not breathing very good. Tells me it's hard to bag for him. Left side of his chest is not rising and falling. I'm thinking tension pneumothorax. I'm gonna get my 14 gauge, 3 1/4 needle. This one's gonna hurt. I'm gonna go to my anterior axillary, 4th or 5th intercostal. Sink this down to the hub. Wait a couple seconds. Pull out my needle. How do I know if that works? Start getting the equal rise and fall of the chest a little bit better. All right, bagging gets a little easier. Color changes better. Sat monitor increases. All these things we've got. I'm gonna start packaging him up. I don't want to sit on this guy. Let's call it 9 lines, right? Low flying pilots eat nachos. Tacos. Salsa makes nachos nasty. Everyone got that?
What?
No.
Perfect.
No.
Location, frequency, precedence, equipment, type, security, system of marking, nationality, and NBC. Call all of that in because I don't want to sit on him. He doesn't need me, he needs a surgeon. We're going to continue up with our hypothermia, maybe get him packaged up onto a litter because we've got to move him to the evac site, right? So we're gonna have to move him. I'd rather carry him than drag him if we needed to. What else does he need? IO's done. My first dose of Hextend is done. How do I know if it worked?
Check pulses.
Check pulses. Oh, thank God he's got radial pulses, okay? I'm still suspecting internal injury on him. Rigid abdomen, blood from the credit card sweep. I'm gonna flush my IO line because we can't mix Hexten and TXA. I'm gonna make sure that's flushed really good. I'm gonna start 1 gram of TXA in 100 milliliters over 10 minutes as of today and for this test. It's changing, but I'm gonna do it that way. TXA is on board. He's got a lot of open wounds. He's not taking his combat pill pack, right? I'm gonna give him what?
A gram of Invans.
Okay, which is also called what? Look at you, man. You get the winner for the day.
I don't know about that.
1 gram of Envance, where at? Let's give it in the thigh without the tourniquet. I don't know. Sounds good to me. We'll give it in the thigh over here. Get that on board. What else does he need?
Hey, I'm getting a lot of
Lidocaine.
pain
Oh
down.
my God.
Oh.
Everything we're doing is going in the right direction. He's in a lot of pain. I'm going to give him his Tylenol and Mobic now. No, I'm not.
No,
That's
he's in
option
shock.
1. Option 2 is fentanyl. I
He's
don't
in
really want to
shock.
give him that because we're already dealing with the increased respiratory drive. So let's
Yeah.
go to ketamine, right? How
Yeah,
do we want to
ketamine.
give it? I've got IO, I've got IM. I don't care either way.
Let's hurt him more.
Let's-
I am.
50 IM,
Let's
right?
hurt him more.
We got some ketamine on board. Here comes my helicopter. They're landing. Cool. Medic goes up. I've got about 30 seconds to give him a MIC report. Okay. Mechanism of injury. He's in a firefight. Had an explosion. We got heavy bleeding from the right leg. A tension pneumothorax. A compromised airway. Hypotensive and in shock. We've done 1 gram of TXA, 500 of Hexten, 50 of ketamine, and packaged up the burn, given him 1 gram of ertapenem as well for his antibiotics. Time for you to go. That's what's expected of you tomorrow. Did I miss anything, sir?
No, you did a great